Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. Let's talk about trolley ethics instead. Yes, hell yes. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. Proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, just a considerable number, were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them, that they might facilitate our passage through the gates. Without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Ethys, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourself as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. No, it wasn't, I don't think, Androsian. Off we go then. Other than that, as far as we know, it would take like several days to make that walk. What do I think about Amaro? Do they have souls from the ancients? Don't know. I have no idea, Kath. I haven't put much thought into it, to be honest. The Amaro were either given sentience by the Ronka, or else they were like wholesale created by the Ronka as sort of alchemical chimeras. And I think the latter is probably more likely, considering we don't see them on the source. Wicked White, where'd you come from? Oh, never mind that. You have no business here, that I'm sure. Yeah, go on then. I don't know how that hit me. Oh, that's right. I'm on Primal. Don't have that good ping. What are you? Hey, nice little callback there, mate. First playthrough? Hell no. Hell no. Nah, this is an ult. Oh, come on, get out of here. Well, yeah, all souls in the source were once souls of the ancients. The thing is, like, there's kind of soul goop in the live stream, right? It's where all souls are formed from and where all souls kind of dissolve back into. So souls that are quote-unquote created through like, you know, an animal weapon or alpha or, you know, something like that, it's got to come from that same stuff. So it's got to originate from those same souls from the ancient world. So I'd say Ixalia are probably the same. Yeah. I mean, the Allergans, we knew, like, they developed clones before they worked out how to basically have souls in those clones, right? There's like a whole bunch of just empty kind of puppeteered clones of Une and Doga and Phlegethon and even Zande. kind of all around the place. They don't all have souls in them. Yeah, and then there's Phoenix, which is interesting. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us? Oh, we're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours. Do we honestly look like we're here to steal, what, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. I like this story. You look, well... We look what? You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travellers never pass this way. The only reason you come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thuff, I have an idea. What if once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants sworn to follow her onto the world's end? On their journey, they met a sorcerer as ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse. But in the unlikely event that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I am a bodyguard of sort, but we have rather larger concerns in fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabath Aring. We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. I realise that we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... A trolley! A trolley? You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. Oh, for fuck's sake. Both engineers in training, in fact. Jarek and Tharf at your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work. Our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's a little in need of transport these days. That's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it travelling the track once again and make hearts sore, mark my words. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce you. Yeah, they went here, but by the eastern path. Very well. Our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. Looks like you'll be following us back to Twine, then. Oh dear. Yeah, and they can't go that way because of the Yulmoran army. Yes. Upgrading our chest piece already. Oh, feels bad, man. Feels bad. I'm just immediately gonna glamour it back to the Raktika one. Because I love it! So good. Alright, Thaf. Rust and Ruin. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though, you haven't seen another fella around, have you? I thought you'd come out by now. I'll beat the shit out of him. He might be dead, honestly. You think you'll be alright? That's, well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look, just in case. You go on ahead, Thaf. Alright. Looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. What was Oriange's response to the mage bit? Oh, just that he wanted to hear more. He's like, go on. Tell me more. Nice calf. Oh, piss off. Hey! Hey! Damn, that's smart. You have to thump me so hard. I'll be feeling like for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions in the right direction. They've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally, we walk atop the tracks. Seeing as a young lady is a much shorter stride that's more perilous at route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Oh, maybe that's why we have to take the trolley. That seems stupid, though. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. I really like that they do demonstrate more of Oriange's fun side in Shadowbringers. Not again, come on. Get it. Oh, that's something. All right, run. What? Oh. That all? Right, they display more of his arms. Oh, swallow the arms, yeah. Hell yeah. So, I'm considering doing a kind of like Disney bounding of Oriange for FanFest. A Scion bounding, if you will. But I need to work out how I'm gonna go about it and like how committed I'm gonna be to it. But I think I can get away with it. I'm nowhere near as tall as Oriange. Oriange is like 6'7" apparently, but other than that, I'm like a, I don't know, I can probably pull it off. Hey Zals, how you doing? Sorry about that. I'll admit, I didn't expect this region to be quite so fraught with danger. We're near the time though, so we should make it without further incident. He's buff because he's a miner? What are you talking about? We're not talking about Thaf, we're talking about Oriange. Do it and you'll buy me a pint? Fuck, I'll do it for a pint. You got a deal. Hell yeah. I just, yeah, like I don't want to do like a full cosplay. I was thinking like, maybe like a black tank top and, I don't know if I want to wear a skirt, maybe like, you know, black jeans, and then just do like the jewelry, try and get like some armbands and, I can't remember what you call those bicep armbands, but like try and do a little bit of that, and then maybe like the hair and the tattoo. I'm gonna cosplay as Oriange. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. This is it. Welcome to Twine. Original dwellings were built to house those labourers charged with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town great to what you see here before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was out of the town back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day in the mines. Now there is no trolley. Not much work to be had in the mines for that matter. The only residents who remain are the destitute, the delusional, those with nowhere else to go. Or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it'll help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Gonna prank everyone at FanFest? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have the ears? Oh, maybe, we'll see. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. So Abounding is a subliminal cosplay. Yeah, so, basically the origins of it is, in Disneyland, you're not allowed to cosplay as a Disney character because, they don't want people like mistaking you for an employee, right? So instead, what people started doing was what they call Disney bounding, where they would kind of dress up as a character, but it was more like dress inspired by the character, and it would be more like a modern casual interpretation of the character's costume. And people have since like kind of been extending that to other sort of IPs and concepts and stuff like that, right? So yeah, it's kind of like a subliminal cosplay. Yeah, plausible but plausibly deniable cosplay. Yes, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking of doing with Oriange at FanFest. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the 4 of you? Wicked White, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damned courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach the Nabath-Aring, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in the Nabath-Aring? Not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No. We must reach Nabath-Aring. I must. Ah, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's a necessity that drives us to Nabath-Aring. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. We'll speak outside. Copyright-free cosplay. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, like, if I'm doing that, I don't know how far I go with it, is the thing. Like, there's definitely a threshold between, like, bounding and just a shit cosplay, you know what I mean? And I need to find where that line is. You're planning on to cosplay the AF1 White Mage gear for London? Hell yeah. Well, we'll have to get a photo together, Silent, okay? Don't let me forget. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak. And he's right, but I can't be. I won't be forever. Minfilia, again, we've been fighting mobs that, like, you know, 10 levels ago would have been smashing the Warrior of Light, okay? So chill out. There has to be some way. I must find it. Oh, I'm sorry, I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thangred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Urialge. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That at least I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. You think Thangred needs to be on the receiving end of a punch? I understand that he doesn't want to influence Rain's decision. Like, I definitely sympathize with that. I definitely understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I definitely understand it. Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He's a bit shaken up is all. And you, what did Magnus have to say? Ah, I did have a faint hope that you might. I mean, that's not a happy that's more of a I just sound very enthusiastic. I did have a faint hope that you might prompt him to action where our interest is not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry we couldn't be of help though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here if you like. Give it a stroke or two, it has some very smooth wood. Damn it, Jarek. It's so creepy. You mean to say you're giving up? You mean to say you're not giving up, even though Magnus is... Magnus? I don't see much point, you're being stubborn about it. Though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil after all. I can't imagine that anything you'll try will work. But if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Yeah, he's had 3 years, exactly. Yeah. I mean, on one hand, it is like kind of typical 14-year-old girl kind of stuff, right? But on the other hand, he could probably be like, you know, a little bit better. Oh, I've actually got a, here we go. I'm trying to. Oh, I don't target him, I just do it. Am I sick? I'm not sick. I'm getting some like pretty awful withdrawal at the moment from my meds, but I'm not sick. Tell your friend was visiting with Oz and taught you how to drink Foster's. What? You don't drink Foster's. That's how you drink Foster's. You don't. You just don't. Brilliant. Now, if you could hand me what I need as I work, that'll be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. A mid-sized wrench. Just don't drink at all? Oh, it's too expensive to drink in Norway anyway. Thank you, this one will do nicely. Now give me one moment and... There. I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. You'll have fun making this guy by handing him the wrong tools. Oh, that's true, actually. There is some dialogue if you give him the wrong tools. All right, let's see what he says. Let's mess with him. This is such a weird chapter of the game, isn't it? You're quite handy to have around, you know. As to the lamp here, well, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this pole seems to have splintered. Whether it's a lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. We need to sand it down a bit. A heavy hammer. Alright, there you go. You have an interesting sense of humor. Now can I have the proper tool this time? Sure. A bulky saw. Yeah, it definitely does feel the slowest. I don't know if this chapter's like any longer than any of the others, but it does feel a lot slower. Sure, I'll simply hack at it with this massive saw. Honestly, are you away with the fae? We're trying to prevent splinters, not chop down the post like a tree. Now, I may something a bit more delicate, if you please. Okay. Give him the hammer again? Yeah, some wood files, perfect. Let me even this out. Yeah, there is. So, isn't it interesting? That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now. Unless you'd like to take the view of the tracks from here a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the Hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, it dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that the Nabath Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the Mistel engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills. And wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from Daedalus Stoneworks, took off for Yulmore. There you go, 15 years. And now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed. And there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. Creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favourite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I'm not terribly suited to confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? Keep an eye on things from here. You like the lore of your Miko? Oh yeah, of the Mistel? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? 15 years isn't that half of Miko's life? No, the Mikote live the same sort of lifespans as the Hyur. All of the spoken races live for the same kind of lifetime, except for the Elzen that tend to live a couple of decades longer. And the Viera, of course, now that live for, like, easily live for 300 years. Both became to power 20 years ago. He's older than that, but how did Emmett not notice the Crystal Tower when he stopped by earlier? I'm sure he did. Or, I don't know, maybe he just dipped over to Yulmore and didn't, like, hang around any of the rest of Novirance. Hard to say. Hrothgar, as far as we know, live about the same as the others, yeah. We have very, very little lore on the Hrothgar. I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more with the Boja content, considering that's their homeland. But as far as we know, they live the same kind of lifespans. So you like the big cats? Yeah, me too. Take a cat man over a cat boy any day. Alright, that's it, is it? Now, did we attune? We did, good. Oh. Oh, shit. Ah, shit on it. Ah. Damn it. Can we get up this way? No, we can't get up that way. Ah, damn it. Hey, what's up? What's up, mate? What's going on? What Bojar style furniture look like? Disintegrated. Well, it's not all of Bojar that was destroyed, it was the Citadel, which is, as far as we know, the capital. The rest of the region is still there. Late evening stream? Not super late. We did start late. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go for, but what is it? 7:15 in the evening here at the moment. Thank you. That should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the talus are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted, cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it. And those were the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer. And perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. Didn't help in the end. The Cine just got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars. And it was going well for a time. Wicked white vultures? They're back for revenge. Never mind that, I don't want to find out. What kind of baby's first word was trolley? Well, you know, a trolley file. He just really loves the trolley, alright? When am I next on my main? I don't know. I mean, patch day at the latest. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the talus, though. If there was even a single one that still functioned, things might be different, but, well, here we are. Titan bronze leg gear. That's not Titan or bronze. Not that it'll do you any good, but you do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nicer to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. What do you think, Oriange? Thou art come to examine the Talos. Damn right, Cuckoo. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build Talos stone by stone are lost to us, 'tis true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. It would likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you. But what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you thought up a solution as well then? To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of Twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Debitage. Full sure am I that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you to provide 3 stones to the Debitage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Am I... Is my mind ready for Anida? Never. Never. I'm never, no matter how ready I make myself, I'm never properly ready for any story patch. Okay, that's fun. That is fun. Reckon I'll be caught up with my ult for day 1 raiding? Hell no. I'm not even gonna be able to day 1 raid on my main for reasons which must for now remain a mystery. Secrets! Yeah, their animation's like, ugh, get away! Ugh, get off me! Any time to manage that hideous inventory. Rude? I mean, rude, but you're not wrong. Good secrets? Yeah, good secrets. Thancred and Minfilia will return ere long with the remaining supplies we require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stone from the Debitage? Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We did now but wait for Thancred and Minfilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which ether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require a sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Oh, come on, don't shame him, Thancred. It's alright, Urianger. We all have, you know, a bit of trouble with it from time to time. It's only human. Strange. Core refuseth to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through man's veins, so doth the core ether throughout this massive frame. Pending its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all? Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. Never got this far in trying to repair it, but we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. Tried to find another, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jarek? This really isn't my story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright, alright. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Alright, go on then. Right then. The Talos, their arts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ether conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of Talos bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. It was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't, I'm sorry. You have to hear it from Thaf or someone else. Ugh. Back to the tavern then. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is the point that I'd go back to like Sid or Eric or someone and ask for a mammoth heart or something. Still here, right? You can ask again, the answer's the same. How trolley's it? What? Gosh damn it, Jarek. Could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing as how you made such quick progress in fixing that Talos and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. I think he may be right. Gather your friends, I'll tell you what you want to know. Hell yeah, Cuckoo. That would be awesome. Probably work too.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was.
Oh, that's not what my voice sounded like, it.
When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
Oh, that poor Ronso.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers.
Oh, thank God it wasn't your fault. It was Flamin and Neil Fresney. The only thing that Thancred did here was try and protect everyone from the Gubu, and he failed to save Warburton's life.
I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down.
Yeah, and Brunsbull. Yeah.
That is why I refuse to let her legacy die.
But this idea that Thangred's owed her something is really sad. Like, I understand it from Flamin, but not from him.
In the end, all we can do is press on. For those we have lost. For those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
Of course Flamin apologized. Flamin basically, like, retired and adopted Asilia and raised her. Bankrolled the founding of the Path of the 12 and the Scions. Yeah, Flamin literally adopted her.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Full well, I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. Must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Staff, knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? But I'll scout the possibility we would seize it. I told you near all the veins were tapped dry years ago, though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you may find something at Nuvi's leavings. It was open well before Talos became commonplace, why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthion and tell him I sent you, but don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Ethys, I think it best Thancred join thee in this search. Though he wouldst be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Ah, poor Thancred. Where's he at? Is he hiding up here? Wish I could like, oh, okay. See through all these quests I haven't taken. Oh, there he is. Off to somewhere, are you? At last. A lead on the stone. We need to power the Talos. Can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. Okay, new weapon. That'll do us nicely. I really wish there was some more variety in the dance of weapons. Give me some boomerangs already. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Nuvi's leavings was to the south, was it? Let's get going. Yeah, they all just look the same. They're all just chakrams, you know? And I swear when Dancer was introduced, Yoshida said that they were not just going to be chakrams, there's going to be like a variety of throwing weapons. But I don't see any variety, you know? Like, you could easily use, you know, boomerangs, throwing knives, stuff like that. I want a Moonfire Fair event to give us frisbees. Maybe in 6.0? Yeah, maybe. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. Though we should probably hear what Guthion says before we celebrate. Assuming we can find him, that is. Oh, the Yuffie weapon? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, that's the thing. Like, we don't really have any, you know, throwing stars or kunai or anything like that. Shuriken, I should say.
Who are you, and what are you doing in here? Well, you should have listened to that. You're wasting your time.
But this site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left.
I should explain. The stone you're looking for is leonine, or the Talos in the Ears of Amber are powered using them. Or were, at least. Whatever's left, if anything, is too far below this to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off.
Then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of leonine that may have been overlooked.
I suppose there may be one other way.
Well, don't leave us in suspense.
What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange.
Fine. What do you want?
The other day I found a Vobit gold piece down in the mines. A bloody Vobit gold piece. And wouldn't you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it and I'll tell you what you want to know.
You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us, Ethys. Thankfully, I have an idea for how we might hurry things along. The level 80 crafted dance weapons actually a pair of giant throwing stars. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite their best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it would be that much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these, sun drops. Help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start your search further in and I handle this area here? To retrace your steps after in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drop's effects wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. Okay. It's gonna be over in here for sure. It does feel very drawn out, doesn't it? Like I say, I don't think this chapter is I'm not convinced it's any longer than any of the others, but it definitely feels a lot slower. I was hoping you'd drop the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance. More fool me thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Or maybe she is. Yours, at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Couldn't have done it without your sun drops. So you say. You have a proven knack for success, regardless of circumstances. Doubt very much I could have discovered it unassisted. And he managed to survive the Coerthus wilderness in the Imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation. A habit of mine since childhood. One of my few positive traits which endeared me to Louis Soir, I imagine. Hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me and see to my duties, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now let's hurry and see that return to Guthrie. He's right here. The sooner we get back to Riange and Minfilia, the better. You're back. Wait, does that mean? Yeah. I'll be damned. You actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal. I don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. Yeah, it does feel a lot more fetch questy than the rest of Shadowbringers. Feels a lot more like ARR, go and fetch me 100 bear dicks kind of stuff, doesn't it? Oh well. C'est la vie. But they had to pad it somewhere. It's not Spanish, it's Runso. Talking about. Ugh. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter.
I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. Khajiit has Leonine if you have coin. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms?
Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers.
Aye, they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we could never hope to reach. And on occasion, they come back with something valuable.
They dig up Leonine in the mines?
It's a rare occurrence, but yes. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes.
Well, our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide. How can we draw out these rockworms?
Over by the shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look.
We should split up if we're to cover more ground, as he suggests. You can cover these 3 areas on your map. I'll see to the parts between them. Okay. Laura, excuse for making you spend ages in the quest. Yeah. I don't really mind it, you know. Like, Shadowbringers is so fast-paced and hectic at so many points. I really enjoyed, like, with my first playthrough, spending time doing the side quests and just sort of, like, exploring the zones and all that. So I didn't mind this so much. Okay, nothing. This mine reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XI as well. Kind of interesting. The side quest when tease the old side quest, but yeah. I agree that they're I reckon the side quests in Shadowbringers are great. I reckon they're really good. Most of them anyway. There's a lot more lore to them than usual. The Great Serpent quest? Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good quest chain. Me too, Toasty, me too. And there generally is. Okay. Oh, now we gotta go back through, alright. Oh, they're just little baby ones. No more? Well, yeah, there's a few of them, aren't there? Oh, here we go. Whoopsies. forgot this battle theme exists. Usually turn off overall battle music. Oh, fair enough. I don't know we do too, actually, but I really like the Shadowbringers battle theme. A lot of fun. Now, is there gonna be one hiding down here? Can't be, right? No. You take the quest leading up to Titan over the aspect of Crystal. Oh yeah, I quite enjoy the Titan preamble, the Company of Heroes tests. I don't mind them at all. Okay. I think maybe the reason this feels slow as well is because, like, before this point we haven't really had to do any of this busy work, like, at all, have we? Well, it was never about the feast, Nomads. The feast was a pretense to make us prove that we were strong enough to fight Titan, because the Company of Heroes lost so many hundreds of people fighting Titan and Leviathan that the survivors made a pact to make sure that no one else was going to lose their lives in vain. To doing so. And I found that quite compelling. And I like those characters a lot, you know? Brayflox and Shamani Lamani in particular, really interesting characters. When we get to this one, it feels like our goal is still miles out. Was the ultimate very clear in sight? Yeah, I suppose it did feel like our goal was miles out, but it's really not. Like, from here. From here, we're pretty damn close. Like, I remember first time around, you're right, it was like, oh man, like, when are we gonna get to this next Light Warden? And then suddenly it's like, oh shit, there it is. Okay. It's also, like, such a beautiful zone that I really don't mind spending the time exploring it. Alright, there we go. What, Raktika was the longest chapter? I don't know. I mean, we just did, like, Raktika. I mean, we did most of it yesterday. We did the rest of it today. Wasn't that long.
There you are. Find anything promising?
When you're not hitting, like, the level walls and not having to do side quests and stuff, like, this expansion goes pretty quickly.
Between the two of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Let's get comfortable, friends. It's going to take time for me to sift through all of this.
I think so, Raviel. I'm sure they already had an idea for Alexander and, like, you know, all of the, you know, the big significant Final Fantasy primals, aeons, icons.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a minor.
Do you remember Thancred? Remember her cat's eye?
After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
Not your finest out.
Far from it, and Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now, I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this!
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
Whoa.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Oh, this is so sad.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day.
Oh.
Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Oh, too many feels. Poor bloody Magnus. All right.
I wouldn't believe it if I had not seen it for myself. Before you set it in the Talos, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years he's believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain.
We'll help. We'll take it straight to him. You have my word. Thank you, Gaffion, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. Alright, shit's about to get real. Let's do it.
What? Oh, it's you. If you come to complain about the trolley, you'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before it won't run, and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. From your... I got the inflection there a little bit wrong, sorry. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Take it. Do with it what you will. Are you certain? Would delay our plans, but... I said take it. It was you who found it, you who needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please, just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when the Talos stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering the story, Alger? Raviel, you're a genius. That would be so good. Holy crap. That would be best mount. Thou art returned, and with Leoline it would seem. As promised, the Taloth have been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part to Jarek, Thaf, and Minfilia. At last we shall return time to the timeless, this sentinel of stone, we may press on towards Nabath Aren. Very good. Now, let us begin.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready. It's working! It's working! Magnus!
Me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble?
Oh.
This worthless pile of earth? And yet... I can't...
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone. Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the Oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice, and thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well.
Not today.
You know, it's interesting replaying this again, seeing how Thancred's dilemma mirrors that of the Ascians. To sacrifice a new life to bring back someone he loves. But someone he loves that sacrifice themselves willingly and in full knowledge of the consequences.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers will agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel.
This is important lore stuff explaining why Emmett's
Such fire,
so much more powerful.
Such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing? The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for his energies. And I'm not in the habit of pointing him at my enemies like a weapon.
Is that right? Fond of him, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of his mortal flesh, not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Alag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of sacrifices yet unmade. The parting gift of brave heroes who will one day give their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
Yeah, I still maintain that Graha's reason for sending us into the twinning was to destroy it so that it wouldn't fall into the hands of the Ascians or any other antagonistic party, because again, like, you can do things the Ascians can't. The Ascians never mastered time travel. Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Bringeth me to the question, how didst thou find Thancred during your search? Oh, he's whining like a little bitch. He spoke of Minfilia, of his own accord. I see. It is well that he did, and with such candor. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede. A regret I myself know all too well. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. Time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances. I have faith that all will be well in time. Now let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and the Bath Aring await. Oh shit, there we go. There's level 80 and improvisation. Which, actually that's exactly where I want it. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice job. Did we ever find out what the deal with Omega was? He was from outside the shards, right? We don't know. Probably. We don't know whether or not Omega's creators and the Dragon Star are from outside of the shards, but they probably are. Probably. But that's still a question mark at the moment. Yeah. They are one of the most concerning mysteries, yeah. And I would not be surprised if they are still out there somewhere. And perhaps something that we will have to deal with in the future. Isn't Omega the same Omega in every game? No. No. I mean, possibly, but no, there is nothing in 14 to suggest that. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Also, with Gilgamesh, we have nothing in 14 to establish that or demonstrate that either. It's just a popular fan theory at the moment. Gilgamesh is the same Gilgamesh in other games, but no, it hasn't been confirmed in relation to 14. Well, thank you all very much. We've made a lot of progress today, actually, haven't we? We've done good. We've done real good. Let us see who is around at the moment. We might be able to drop a host on. Let's see.